Today I'm going to be talking my way through the process of felting. I am working on a commission piece here and thought it'd be a great opportunity to talk through my techniques that I use. So you see I have secured the edges, and I use my needle and my finger to roll up the fibers. I then secure inside of my work, not touching the top layer, and that allows me to build the wool fibers while keeping them all in the same direction, which creates the seamless effect. This is my favorite way to build up any fiber piece. It's not a method that I found, just one I kind of made up, and I've coined it the roll-up method. You're going to be seeing me do that a couple of times to create the general shape that I will then work off of. I also wanted to say that before I even started felting this piece, I have sketched out exactly what I will be doing and sectioning off each shape that I'm currently making. I flip the fibers over after securing the ends and then roll it up, and I secure underneath or in the roll of fibers that I've created. And I just keep doing that over and over again, building up the shapes before even any of the details. When you're turning a two-dimensional picture of your subject into a three-dimensional form, you really need to plan it out. So I am really just sticking to the sketch that I've made and looking at each section that I have marked on that sketch and recreating it with the wool. So here I have built up the snout, and now I am placing a thin layer of wool on top of the shapes I've created, which brings the three little bundles together, and that thin sheet of wool on top will make it a seamless snout that has the shape made up of those three singular rolls. You can see that I am checking my needles. Different felting needles come in different gauges, and the larger the gauge, the finer the needle. The fine needles are really good for blending the wool, and I use the coarser needles to secure the fiber. So you tend to see me switching in between the needles. It's because I need one for securing and then one for blending. As I continue to build up my piece, I am adding wool every time by securing the ends in a crease or a crevice, and I am making sure to insert my needle directly at a straight angle. I might change the angle of my hand, but I will never curve my hand as I insert my needle, because that is the best way to break a needle in your work, and I have done it so many times. Now I'm taking some pre-felt that I've cut for the ears, and I've begun layering some wool and felting on the ears. I'm just looking to give these ears some fuzzy feelings. This pup is a Pomeranian, so I knew I was going to have a lot of fun building up the fluffiness of him, and lo and behold, some fuzzy ears were made. After I've checked my ears, I am placing them and securing them with a medium gauge needle. And I'm just going through and making sure that I am pulling the fibers in the area that I want there to be facial creases. This pup was especially expressive, so it was quite fun to go in and make sure that little eyebrows were raised just the right angle. So now I am just adding that extra bit of fluff that this lovely subject has. And I loved the mane on this pooch, and I really wanted to fill it out. So I am placing fibers and cutting fibers and trimming it to get it ready for the next step, which is adding some color. This pup had a lovely coloring, and I really wanted to get the layered effect that a lot of dogs have, where their undercoat is one tone different from their top coat. So I'm using 2 different colors along with the finest felting needle to really blend the different layers. And now he's ready for his little haircut. I'm looking over my work, and I think it's just about ready to finish the eyes. So I'm gonna go in with a couple of different colors and using very small pieces and my finest needle, I am lining the socket and going in to add the coloring of the eyeball. Here are the eyes after the highlights added. I'm now going in with a makeup brush and a little bit of red pigment from a pan pastel kit that I have. I love using makeup brushes. They really help with the blending process because of how soft they are. And wool is so porous that it just soaks up any pigment you lay on it. I'll also be spraying a fixative when the piece is done. Here's the sketch and the final result. I went back in and added some embroidery details, and here's the finished piece. Well, almost finished. I'm about to add the backing.